Let us offer a hearty welcome to the Honourable Governor. I request everyone to keep standing for the national anthem as well. I invite Prabhavati ji to lead the national anthem. We request everyone to take their seats. Chinmaya International Foundation, also called CIF Shodha Sansthan, and Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, in collaboration with Central Sanskrit University, Delhi, is organizing a 3-day hybrid national conference, Yoga as an Embodied Culture of Bharata. Let me welcome the Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, all other dignitaries and audience present on-site and online for the inaugural session today. We'll begin the session with the lighting of the lamp as we seek the blessings of the divine grace.
Om Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampadaha Shatrubuddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Parabrahma Deepajyotir Janardanaha Deepo Haratu Me Papam Deepajyotir Namostute Antarjyotir Baharjyotih Pratyak Jyotir Paratparaha Jyotir Jyotis Swayam Jyotir Atma Jyotis Shivosmyaham Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
May I now request Professor Gauri Maholikar, Academic Director of CIF, to deliver the welcome address.
हरि ओम सुप्रभातम शृण्वन्तु विश्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः प्रणम्यादौ वाणी विनायकौ स्मृत्वा च सौहार्दभावं गुरूणाम् अतिथिभ्यः अभ्यागतेभ्यश्च स्वागतं व्याह्रियते मयाद्य. Honourable Governor Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, Swami Vivekananda Saraswati, Regional Head Chenmai Mission Kerala, Swami Shardananda Saraswati, Acharya Chenmai International Foundation, Advocate Anup Jacob, MLA, Piravam, respected Vice Chancellor of Central Sanskrit University, Srinivas Varkhedi ji, and the President, he is the President of today's function, Dr. Lata Satish, Research Head of Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, Professor Ajay Kapoor, the Vice Chancellor of Chenmai University, Professor K.T. Madhavan, the Chairperson of Chenmai International Foundation Shodha Sansthan, I heartily welcome you all on dais. There are many distinguished guests in the audience. I can't name all. The Chief Sevaks of the Chenmai Mission, then trustees, invited speakers, sponsors, Chenmaya school principals, college principals, faculty, yoga instructors, yoga institute directors, presenters, audience, and online and offline, and dear students. Sarvebhyaha hardam antahkaranapurvakam swagatam vyariyate shabda sumanjalischa. It's my honor to welcome and thank all the distinguished guests assembled here for taking out their precious time and gracing this function with this presence. With folded hands, I can just quote one Sanskrit Subhashita for all of you who are present on the dais and off the dais. Vadanam prasada sadanam, sadayam hridayam, sudhamucho vachaha, karanam paropakaranam yesham, kesham nate vandyaha. I take special privilege in welcoming the Honourable Governor Shri Arif Mohammed Khan to Adi Sankara Nilayam, the birth home of Adi Shankaracharya and the campus of CIF, CIF-SS and CVV, the Vidyapitha. It is a moment of pride and honor for all of us here to welcome the Honourable Governor, who kindly accepted our humble invitation to inaugurate this 3-day national conference on yoga as an embodied culture of Bharata. On behalf of all the august gathering here, the Tapo Vruddha, Vayo Vruddha, Jnana Vruddha, Anubhava Vruddha and Yoga Vruddha audience, I deeply express my sense of gratitude to Honourable Governor. Honourable Governor Mahodaya, this yoga conference organized as a part of the International Yoga Day conference, a Yoga Day celebration, is unique. It does not focus merely on the asanas or the pranayama, but goes to its philosophical and cultural roots and aims to explore how yoga has pervaded our entire life for thousands of years. Yoga has enriched the cultural ethos of Bharata through classical as well as folk and tribal dances, music, painting, martial art, daily practice of drawing rangoli in the courtyard, puja, havan, and alternate wellness therapies. In fact, the entire socio-cultural and religio-philosophical life of Bharata is ingrained in the foundation of yoga. Our academic sessions, therefore, will be followed by the cultural performances like Purakkali, Ashtapadi Atta, Danda and Khadga demonstration by women from Maharashtra, and music workshop based on the conference theme. Paper presenters have come from Kolkata to Ahmedabad and Delhi to Puducherry, the east, west, north, south of India. We have international participation as well from Singapore, United Kingdom, France, and Canada. We have total 91 participants on site, including the performers who will be coming shortly and few more online as well. We at Chenmai International Foundation, the research and publication wing of the worldwide Chenmaya mission, the Academia of Research in Sanskrit and Indic Studies, are glad to collaborate with our own Shodha Sansthan, CIF SS, which is one of the Adarsha Shodha Sansthan's under the Central Sanskrit University, and hosts almost 26,000 books and more than 3,000 manuscripts, some of which are very old and rare and palm leaf manuscripts. The other collaborator is a leading yoga institute, Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram in Chennai, established after the legendary yoga guru T. Krishnamacharya in 1976. CIF SS and KYM, they have financially assisted this international conference of 3 days. Once again, I welcome and thank you all wholeheartedly, and especially the Honourable Governor as the chief guest amongst us today to inaugurate such a profound conference. Vayam sarve anugrihitaha. One verse for Patanjali. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopa karot tam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjalihi anatasmi. Dhanyasmi. Namo namaha.
Thank you, Gauriji, for the warm welcome. I now request Swami Viviktanandji, Regional Head, Chinmaya Mission Kerala, to deliver the benediction address. Swamiji, please.
Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Most Honourable Governor of Kerala, Sri Arif Mohammed Khan, other dignitaries on and off the days, members of the Chinmaya family, and my dear students. My salutations to every one of you. It is indeed a great occasion that today we are celebrating the Yoga Day, the significance of yoga is to be highlighted today. And of course, the importance of yoga is never overestimated. We all know, and from 2015, it has got a great boost thanks to our Honourable Prime Minister's intervention, and he made it a really international affair, yoga. As many as 190 countries joined him on June 21st that year to perform yoga. So that was a great achievement for Bharat and also our Bharatiya Samskriti. That was indeed a great boost. Generally when we hear yoga, mainly what comes to our mind is the asana, or at the most pranayama also. But there are ashta angas, 8 angas, 8 limbs, yama, niyama up to samadhi. So these points, generally it is sidelined. But I am very happy to learn from Professor Gauri Mahurkarji's talk that we are going to see all the aspects of yoga, not only the asana and pranayama. And everybody, is aspiring to practice yoga because everybody wants to be fit, both mentally and physically. And yoga ensures that. The real practice, regular practice of yoga ensures that. There is another dimension to this Patanjali yoga. That is, these asana and pranayama are covered by just 5 sutras of Patanjali. Out of the total 195 sutras or aphorisms in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, only 5 are there to cover this asanas and pranayama. How about the other 190? We are yet to explore the possibilities. And today yoga is marketed very widely, globally. And just 5 sutras. What is the what is the unveilment happening? So much has been explored. Now, if we explore the remaining 190 sutras also, what will be its scope? It is really immense. Anyway, the conference that is getting started this morning, duly inaugurated by our Honourable Governor, I'm sure this will go a long way in exploring the scope of all these sutras, at least a few more of them. I wish the program all success. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji, for the blessings. I now invite Professor Ajay Kapoor, Vice Chancellor, Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth, to address the gathering. Sir.
Thank you. Let me welcome His Excellency, the Governor of Kerala. He is most learned, very knowledgeable, and a social reformer. Thank you for coming here, sir. On behalf of Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth, I invite you. Very, very honored. Very honored. On this side, you see Adi Sankaracharya. We are in his birthplace. We know that Adi Sankaracharya told us that everything is one. Atman, Paramatman, it's all one. We also know Paramatman, Satchitanand. So we should be very happy, but we are not. So why is that? The answer, you look into that corner. Swami Chinmayananda Ji, Puj Gurudev, whose name we carry for Chinmaya International Foundation, Chinmaya International Foundation Shodha Sansthan, and even the university I am heading, Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth. What does he say? What does he tell? Which is all in scriptures. What he's saying is that between Atman, Paramatman is our equipment, BMI, body, mind, intellect, which makes the Atman enjoy the word, create a word, enjoy it, but then get caught in that. Now, the answer to how do you then go up and become Satchitanand is basically by feeding each of those elements. So body through asanas, mind through breathing, pranayama, and intellect through meditation. Now that is yoga. That is yoga. Now another thing, I can again look to this side and you find that we are told everything is one. And that is quite true also at the quantum level. If you see, everything is actually one. So in that case, we don't have to sit down and do asana one day from 9 to 10, pranayama one day. No, every aspect, everything that we are doing can actually lead us to Paramatma. So I'm particularly happy and I like to congratulate the organizers of thinking of this theme and saying that yes, everything is yoga, everything can be yoga. So my humble thanks to organizers for organizing this. There are wonderful talks there. I've gone through this. Some very, very famous names are talking about these aspects. It will be a landscape changing conference in this area. So really very nice there. Now, His Excellency may remember that a few years back, you were the chief guest in our first convocation. It was COVID times, so it was online, and I still remember your speech. You very, gave us that time. We're very honored by that. Now, today is again a very nice occasion for us. As a university, we are now expanding into science and technology. We are now going to start offering AICTE approved programs in computer science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data sciences and all that. And we don't see any problem with that. Puj Gurudev said that the university should bring together East and West, past and present, Pandit and public, tradition and technology. So we're very comfortable nation building through that process, training our graduates, training our students. As a university, we will also do a lot of research. So on that, there are a couple of things. I know many of my university colleagues are here. I'll request them to take notes, see what new practices in yoga are being proposed, make sure that we include those in our curriculum. so that whatever new is being discussed here, we implement it in the university. Secondly, I notice there are many people who are doing a lot of research. I have also done a lot of research. I was checking yesterday. Just last year, 4,052 papers were published on yoga. And some of the work is really, really world class, very nice, coming from India, coming from US, Germany, UK, many places. They're able to analyze how the brain is growing, how the brain is changing, and how the brain is reconnecting as a result of yoga, meditation, asana, pranayama. So that is another area where I like to encourage everybody. Please work with us. We'll be very happy to bring all those modern tools, techniques, technology, international connections, and look into the advantages and benefits of yoga for everybody. So with that, I'll like to request everybody to bless us, make us go on this path by guiding us. And also I'd like to once more congratulate all the organizers and wish the conference a grand success. Hari Om.
Thank you, Ajay ji, for the address. Next, we have the presidential address, and I request Professor Srinivasa Varkedi ji, Vice Chancellor, Central Sanskrit University, Delhi, to deliver the same.
युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. परमश्रद्धेयाः केरलराज्यस्य राज्यपालमहाशयाः, समुपस्थिताः पूज्याः स्वामिपादाः, अन्ये योगसाधकाः, अस्माकं सुहृदश्च. Today it happens to be the birthday of Guru Puja Gurudev. So we are very fortunate to assemble in this conference, and I am thankful to the organizers for making me part of this program. Central Sanskrit University has been part of this many programs of Chenmaya International Foundation. We would like to continue to be part of many other programs in future. Today, His Excellency, I would like to call you Rajarshi. So you are an embodiment of our knowledge system. You are a practitioner, and you are a very erudite scholar, and you are adoring a great seat of our state. So thank you very much for accepting the invitation and being present with us. So I stand before you to share some of my thoughts, only 3 points. One, yoga as a philosophy. We know yoga as a shastra, a scientific discipline. We also know yoga as a kriya, charya, a way of life and practice. Yoga means kriya, a skillful action, yoga karmasu kaushalam. So that abhyasa of kriya, repetition of that kriya will create sanskara in our body and mind. It strengthens the practitioner. Yoga means upaya. Upaya means it's a means for moksha, liberation. We can achieve peace within. Yoga means laya. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It's an alignment with disjoint wheels, body, mind and spirit. In our terms, we call panchakosha, annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya. Thus, we can get benefit out of yoga in all levels of our life. In India, if we go to the history, we have many movements. In West, we have political movements. But in India, we have spiritual movements. We have to recognize those different spiritual movements at various stages. For example, we had the Jnana Yoga Kranti from Upanishads to Acharya Shankara. Jnana Yoga is a Kranti, is a movement. And we have Karma Yoga movement from Mahabharata to Basava, Gandhi. And we have Bhakti Yoga movement from Puranas to Alvars and Acharya Shankara and Madhva and Ramanuja. And we have Raja Yoga Kranti today. This is nothing but today's yoga, and yoga as a practice and spiritual practice that unites all individual selves and with the universal consciousness. It teaches us to find harmony within ourselves and with the rest of the world. So we are living in an age where this Raja Yoga Kranti is happening. All movements will bring some kinds of conflicts in the society, but this is the only movement which brings peace. This is beauty of this Yoga Kranti. And the cultural significance of yoga is huge. It has become a global phenomenon with International Yoga Day celebrated annually in the month of June. This recognition highlights the profound impact of yoga that has had on individuals and societies worldwide. Today, India is recognized as Vishwaguru in terms of yoga, and Ayurveda is another one. All these very important shastras of India, disciplines of India, Vidyasthanas we call, these Vidyas are rooted in Sanskrit tradition. They are rooted in Sanskrit tradition. Sanskrita Mulaha Imaha Vidyaha. The point I am making is today the yoga kite is flying very high in the sky. What I want to make is it should not become a kati patang. So when it is flying on the high, it should be rooted. It should be connected to the roots. The day which it gets disconnected from the roots, it falls down. Friends, therefore, my plea is Sanskrit should be, yoga should be connected to Sanskrit root. It is our duty to keep it rooted in Sanskrit. Sanskrita Mula Iyam Yoga Vidya. In conclusion, yoga is a profound embodiment of Indian culture that unites the entire world. Vishwasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Today, under G20, we are celebrating Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The base is Yoga Vidya. May yoga continue to inspire, enrich our lives for generations to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Srinivasa Arkedi. With utmost respect, I now invite the Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, to deliver the inaugural address.
Shraddheya Swami Vivekanand ji, Shri Anup Jacob, Honourable Member of the Assembly, Professor Srinivas Varkhedi, Vice Chancellor, Central Sanskrit University, Shraddheya Swami Shardanand ji, Professor Ajay Kapoor, Vice Chancellor, Chinmaya Vishwavidyapith, Dr. Lata Satish, Professor Gauri Mahulikar, Professor K.T. Madhavan, प्रिय सहोदरी सहोदरन मारे एलावर्कुम एंडे वंदनम. Kerala enjoys a special place not only in India but all over the world, because this is the land which has given birth to Adi Shankaracharya, and you can realize how I feel standing here. The realization that this is the place in Kerala where Jagat Guru was born. And the added feeling that this is his mother's ancestral home was converted into Sankara Nilayam by another great son of Kerala, Swami Chinmayananji. Then, if you think about it, then you become I do not know what words to use, but you are overwhelmed by this feeling. Absolutely overwhelmed. Congratulations to Chinmaya Mission for acquiring and developing this sacred and historic place and naming it as Adi Sankara Nilayam. This, as I said earlier, this is the ancestral house of his mother, Ariyamba. And I hope that more people in India and outside India will come to know about this place. Because the name is associated with Shankar. So it becomes, I won't say birthplace, but a place which is associated with the revival of Vedantic teachings. So, this can, if people come to know about it, about this place, then I am sure that within a short period of time, this will become a pilgrimage center. This I am saying because I have a feeling that many people do not know about it, Swamiji. This will become a center of pilgrimage. And I have been told that Shankar had his Vidya Rambam here. He had his Upnayanam here. So, not only born here, but all these ceremonies were also performed here. So, that add importance to this place. Adi Sankara Nilayam, for many decades, has been the venue of several conclaves and conferences on Indian spirituality and Vedanta. Today is yet another seminar, this time on yoga as an embodied culture of Bharat. Yoga is a legacy that ancient India had bequeathed to the world and is now an icon of India's soft power, which has enhanced global trust in the Indian concept of wellness and at the same time has encouraged so many people to study the philosophy of the yoga, not just the yoga asanas, but the philosophy behind yoga. And as Swamiji has rightly pointed out, our Prime Minister, Honourable Shri Narendra Modi ji, deserves all kudos for persuading the world leaders to realize the importance of yoga. And this year at UN, he himself led those who participated in the event of the Yoga Day, and the participants, as the newspapers have reported, were from more than 183 countries. About the yoga, Patanjali, Maharishi Patanjali, one of the great writers of ancient India, he has penned down 3 works, one on grammar, one on medicine, and one on yoga. He made out that human being is a whole, mind, body, and spirit. The human beings will be a healthier whole only if all these 3 things work together. If I use the words of Vice Chancellor Sahib, if they work in alignment, work together in a healthy spirit. In other words, he said, grammar gives clarity to speech, and yoga gives serenity of mind. As a mantra says, and the full shlok has been quoted by Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Central Sanskrit University, Yogin chittasya padena vacham. Yoga purifies the mind. While paying tributes to Maharshi Patanjali, these 2 lines, or there are more than that, they were composed. So the first hemistich of that tribute, it means yoga purifies the mind, enabling one to use words with perfection. And I am here reminded of what Confucius had told his disciples. He was asked, what is the essence of action? Confucius said, essence of action, karma ka marm. Confucius said, the use of proper words. The disciples were surprised and they asked, what words have got to do with action? He said, if you do not choose the right words, it means you have not understood the nature of the issue, of the problem. And if you do not understand the nature of the problem, how can you possibly find a solution to that problem? Much before Confucius, Maharshi Patanjali had made it clear in our texts. The term yoga appears to have been used in divergent meanings in the ancient and contemporary literature. Etymologically, the word yoga is derived from Sanskrit word yujir, meaning to unite or integrate or place things in alignment where they can work harmoniously without being in conflict. and thus may also be taken to mean a state of union or integration of the individual soul Atma, consciousness, with the cosmic or divine or supreme soul Paramatma, or a total integration of the physical, mental, intellectual, and the spiritual aspects of human personality. Yujyate anena iti yoga. What unites or integrates things, brings them into harmony with each other, make them sync with each other, is yoga. This is how yoga is defined. And it has been used in varied meanings. Compound of drugs is also known as yoga. The spatial situation of Girha and Nakshatra, that is also described as yoga. Proficiency in action, according to Gita, is yoga karmasu kaushala. Efficiency in action. When your action you don't feel burdened by your action, but you enjoy it because you are in harmony. As they have said in Mahabharata possibly, Prakriti yanti bhutani. When your natural potential is realized. To create that integration and harmony where your real potential, it is fully realized, it manifests itself and control our hearts, our minds. The most difficult thing to control in the world is your manas. So Maharshi Patanjali says, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. When you are able to discipline yourself, when you are able to restrain yourself, and when you are able to concentrate yourself, when you are able to be totally focused, Vevasayatmika buddhi rehke kurunandan. The key to success, secret of success is that you should be totally focused. Bahu shakha hi anantascha. People with a scattered mind, many branched thinking, they fail to achieve their goals. In fact, Srimad Bhagavad Gita also uses the term yoga to denote human aspirations. Ananyas chinta yantoma ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhi yuktanam yoga chemam vahamyam. Here yoga has been used for things you aspire for. Chemam, something which you already possess. Is that right, sir? I am not a Sanskrit scholar. I am only a student and two great teachers are sitting here. Is that right, sir? Okay, thank you very much. So, yoga also means human aspirations, ambitions. So, in different senses, according to Yog Bij, the union of pran and apan, or that one's own rajas and retas, or that of the sun and moon, or that of Jivatma and Paramatma, is also called yoga. the Indian tradition always insisted to perceive and experience every part of knowledge. Dr. Radhakrishnan says that if you strictly go by Indian tradition, he's talking to those who believe. He says it is not enough to say, I believe. The Indian tradition demands that you should be in a position where you have experienced that Supreme Spirit. And you can say, not that I believe, but I have experienced, I have realized, I have seen God. I have seen the Supreme Spirit. But there the problem is that once you have that realization, then that experience cannot be, it is not possible to articulate that experience into words. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya mansasa. The words come baffled. Many a times I have said this. If you have lot of money, wealth, God is kind to you. By a stroke of pen, your money in bank can be transferred to anybody. But if God is kind to you, and as our tradition says, tapa swadhyay niritam, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. If you have been able to pursue knowledge and you have knowledge, you can't transfer it even to your children. What to say of others? The teacher can only show you the path, but you will have to traverse the path yourself. He cannot transfer it to you. Therefore, one can say that the highest Indian ideal or the highest Sanatan ideal can be described as integration of personality, ekatmata. You study any scripture, you study Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, you study Swami Chinmayanand's, particularly his commentary on Gita. The ultimate goal of human life, according to Indian tradition, is integration of personality, which reconciles and which makes an individual to reconcile with her own self, with the society and the Supreme Being. When you are in alignment with your own self, with the society and the Supreme Spirit, that is what is described by the commentators as the highest goal of highest ideal of Indian philosophy, Bharatiya Darshan. Although no set paths have been prescribed to realize this goal, and each individual enjoys the freedom to adopt the method suitable to her genius. In this environment, like it has been said, Achintayasya prameyasya nirgunsya sharirina upasaka namo siddhiyartam brahmino roop kalpana. As I said earlier, those who have realized, those who have experienced, even they find it impossible to articulate that experience, to give expression in words. Therefore, Achintaya, beyond human conception, beyond human understanding, beyond human articulation, then how to go about it? For the convenience of the devotees, they have been given the freedom of Roop Kalpana. And Paramahansa Ramakrishna has said it so beautifully. Not only that famous 4 words, Yat Mat Tat Pat. Each individual, nobody is duplicate of another. Our minds are not duplicate of the mind of the other person. We all are unique individuals. Therefore, our approach will also be unique. Kachintayasya prameyasya nirgunsya sharirina upasaka namo siddhiyartham brahmino roop kalpana. They have the freedom to conceive of him as one likes. But in this environment, where no set path has been prescribed, in this environment, even inferior modes of approach get refined as the process of self-realization involves. This is very important. The process of self-realization involves journey from lower truth to higher truth. Not from falsehood to truth. From lower truth to higher truth, as has been pointed out by Swami Vivekananda. And that is why this freedom of Roop Kalpana is there. Uttam Sahaj Avastha, Dittiye Dhyan Dharna, Tirtiye Pirtima Puja, Hom Yatra Chaturthi. So, Paramahansa has said that the heat of tapas, I think I should say it the other way around. The coolness of bhakti freezes a part of the sea of consciousness that becomes sagun. And when the heat of tapas, as a result of heat which is generated from tapas, that frozen part melts, it becomes nirgun. Agrahyam, alakshanam, achintayam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pritiya yasaram, pirpancho pashamam. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma, Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. So, our ancient rishis, they were, we normally credit them with insight into reality. But they were great psychology masters also. They understood the human mind, the intricacies of the human mind, the complexities of human mind, and devised a system which can suit everybody. So here comes the importance of yoga. Because if integration of personality is the highest ideal, then what will help me to achieve that goal? Integration of personality. Ekatmata. Here yoga becomes important. Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Sarv bhutas thamata manam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samdarshana. It is through yoga that we can discipline our mind and become yogi And the yogi sees self abiding in all beings. Yoga helps you when you become a yogi. Then yoga helps you to see that supreme in each one and each one in that supreme. Yo ma pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tasyaham na prinashyami sacha me na prinashyati. One who sees me in all and all in me, he alone sees. And he is never, generally we say, you can't see God with your naked eyes. But the Gita is telling us no. You will never be separated from God, God's sight. And God will never disappear from your sight if you start seeing that Supreme Spirit in each one and each one in that Supreme Spirit. So kama yata bahusyam pirjayeti. And that Supreme decided in the year that I shall multiply myself, I shall manifold myself for the creation of my Pirja, my creation. Yoga, here the role of yoga becomes crucial because it is through yoga that we can discipline our mind. We can train our mind. It is not an easy job. I can give you a speech. But if I really want to live this principle, then it's a lifelong struggle with your own self, not with others. What does it mean? If I put it in the words of Jagadguru Shankaracharya, न मैं द्वेष रागो न मैं लोभ मोहो मदो नैव मैनेव मात्सर्य भावा न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्ष चिदानंद रूपा शिवोहम शिवो. This training means you will have to overcome the natural feelings. These are not alien feelings. They are part of the human nature, where you feel affection for somebody, you feel ill will for somebody. You have to overcome that. I need to train my mind for that. That I may have affection for somebody. It is very natural. I may even have ill will for somebody. It is natural. But this affection and ill will shall not actuate, shall not motivate my actions. My actions will be free from these feelings of attachment and ill will. No easy task. I'm talking to you. If you ask me, no, I won't say that I'm able to do it. Why? Because it takes lifelong. Even after hearing the full Gita in the battlefield, still Arjun was not able to outgrow the beast in him. He was not able to rid totally of the feelings of rag and dvesh. He was not ready to fight properly in the battle, despite encouragement by Bhagwan Krishna. But the day Abhimanyu died, his son, then his whole outlook changed. And he was furious. This he did after listening to Gita, where the whole emphasis is overcome these feelings of affection and ill will. So, growth is not a one-time affair. particularly spiritual growth. It's a continuous process. Every day is Mahabharata in our lives. If we are conscious of the eternity of that message, we are convinced of that, then every step you have to fight against those human feelings, which are natural. I am not saying that they are not natural. They are natural. They are ingrained in our nature. But that is the difference between nature and culture. You have to rise yourself above the nature to become cultured. According to Shatpat Brahmin, a dharmic, cultured means dharmic samaj. So Shatpat Brahmin says that the dharmic samaj is a society in which Matsya Nyay is absent. What is the Matsya Nyay? Where the power of argument does not work. It is the argument of power which works. You have more force with you, you are mighty, therefore you will try to dominate over others. And what is culture? The culture is in the law of jungle, the strong devours the weak. In a cultured society, the strong take it as their responsibility to ensure that the weak survive and live with honor and dignity. How to make that mind? How to prepare that mind? How to train that mind? There today, for instance, I will just say that while violating the law, we have the fear of the law enforcement agency, that is police and other branches of the government. But the real civilized society is one where the rule of obedience to the unenforceable works, where there is no outside agency to direct you, to stop you, to command you, but your own conscience, your own inner voice, your own understanding that if I hurt somebody, because we are spiritually linked, because there is ekatmata, we say unity in diversity. Actually, it is diversity from unity. That Supreme Spirit is one. And all the diversity that we see has all flowed from that one. So when you develop that capability to see the one in many and many in one, and I don't exactly recall the shlok, but I can give you the sense of that. In Mahabharata it has been said that the ideal society is one where nobody violates the law and there is no law enforcement agency. I'm using the modern terminology. It uses the word king. The enforced obedience to the unenforceable, where you voluntarily accept certain regime of discipline. That is what is really, in real terms, that is what is called Swaraj. The yogi, because yogi beholds through the eye of intuition, Divya Chakshu, Gyan Chakshu, the unity of self everywhere. Just now I was in that room. Swamiji had very kindly taken to inside the house where Jagat Guru was born. So the murals painted on the wall. There is also this depiction of the encounter with the Chandal in Varanasi. What a moving story. To understand the concept of ekatmata. The Purneta of Advaitvad, coming back from Ganga after having a bath. In Varanasi, those of you who have visited Varanasi, the lanes are very narrow. So from one end of the lane, on the other side of the lane, he sees a Chandal is standing there with 5 dogs. And the Purneta of Advaita, this is where comes. This growth is not a one-time process. It's a continuous process. And the Purneta of Advaitvad says to that Chandal, Gacha Gacheti, remove yourself from here. And the Chandal was of Varanasi. He in turn said, shall I remove my body or I shall remove my spirit? And I feel, maybe I'm a bit partisan, it is this incident which transformed Shankar into Shankaracharya. And he composed Manish Panchakam. Brahme Vaha Midam Jagat Sakalam Chinmatra Vistaritam Sarvam Chetad Vidyaya Tirguraya Sheshamaya Kalpitam Itham Yasya Dhrura Mati Suktare Nitya Pare Nirmale Chanda Lostu Dui Jostu Guru Rityesha Manisha Mam. One who knows that self in all and all are in the self, be he a Chandal or a Duij, I salute him and accept him as my Guru. This training is a very arduous process. How much time I have taken? Please tell me. I'm very sorry, I have taken more time. So, that awareness, conferences like this, they play a great role. Teachers who are sitting here, they play a great role in our life. Because they keep constantly reminding us, this is your ideal, this is your goal. This is the ideal behavior. What you normally do is not endorsed by our scriptures, by our morality, by our thought leaders. Therefore, conferences like this, they become very important. Sir, you have invited me and have given me this great opportunity, not only to share my thoughts on this subject, but also one has the feeling as if I am visiting, I am a pilgrim, and I have come here to pay my respect to that great reviver of Vedantic teachings, that reviver of Indian culture. India was politically fragmented. In 8th century, when India was real tukade, it was in pieces. Then a young man, you should not say man, he was only 8 years old, young lad from Kaladi, who was born in this village. He goes all around India and conveys the message so powerfully that you may be politically fragmented, but culturally and spiritually you are one unit. In fact, this year I was invited to give Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture. There I made this point, and with that I shall conclude my remarks. I said, if Shankaracharya had not taken the initiative in the 8th century to convey it effectively to the people of India, that politically you may be fragmented, but culturally and spiritually you are one. If that awareness had not come, possibly it would have been not what Sardar Patel achieved is something momentous, great, but that achievement possibly would not have been so smooth if Shankaracharya had not created that awareness of oneness among the people of India. You have patiently listened to me. I have spoken more than the time which was allotted to me. Thank you very much. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honourable Governor, for presenting the vision and sharing the words of wisdom with us. I now request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Lastly, what you said is so nice.
That was really wonderful.
So we have a center in Kerala also.
Acha,
I will
where?
have to invite in. Sure.
I will come. I will come. Very
Invite
much.
you.
Thank you, madam.
Yes,